Discipline is more like a tool which manipulates the brain to rewrite its homeostasis, meaning you have to take control of your mind and change the way you function, change the way you act. This is as a result of the fact that you've adjusted the brain to be where you want it to be. Today I'm going to talk about why you're not disciplined enough. The reason why you're not disciplined enough. It's not something that you should take it as a form of maybe criticism or anything of that sort. Because the brain functions in its homeostatic state, meaning most of the time the brain works in a way of being in a comfort zone. It doesn't want to be stressed. It doesn't want to be functioning the way you want it to be. In such that if you give it a new thing, it becomes very difficult to adapt to that new thing because it has to adjust to the new way you want it to be. And sometimes it takes hard work, it takes time for it to do that. And people don't have that time. People are not patient enough to wait for the brain to adjust to its new way of how you want it to be. So today I'm going to explain to you why, or I'm going to tell you why your brain is how it is now. Why your brain is not able to help you achieve your goals when you want to pursue certain skills or when you want to change certain habit. So let me first of all differentiate between an animal and a human being. A human being has the ability to change its habitual attitude. An animal cannot change. They can be continuously feed in the same manner they do all the time. But we have the sense of changing how we feed. We have the sense of looking for new ideas, looking for new things to change our lives. Unlike animals, they don't have that function because our brain is manufactured in a way that function in an extremely wonderful centrum. However, many people find it difficult to live the way they want to live. That is not your fault. Sometimes your fault is when you don't pursue, when you don't manipulate yourself or the brain to change its way it works. There are a collection of neural structures in the brain that enables us to function, that helps us to do new things, to plan for the next day, to feel, to have emotional distress, to go through fleeing, flight, and feeling, to help us store memory, and to help us walk, and to help us feel sense of temperature. Might not be able to understand the scientific or the medical terms. So we have the hippocampus, we have the amygdala, we have the mammillary bodies, we have the gyrus, angular gyrus, we have the anterior thalamic nuclei. These are the functional collection of neural structures which helps us to locomote and help us to function as well. Now, in the situation where we challenge the brain to adjust to a new standard of what you want it to be, it takes a while for the brain to function that way. And many people are unable to be disciplined enough because sometimes these kind of things take a while, and in this process people are emotionally constrained. Some people also feel confused, they feel depressed, they feel tired of what they're doing, they think they cannot execute it on time, and they feel that it is difficult. Yes, it is difficult. Yeah, it is difficult to do a whole lot of things, especially if you want to change the dynamic of your attitude or if you want to change the way you want to do things. However, this is how the brain works. The brain needs perseverance, consistency, constant activation of neurons to function per how you want it to be. But if you think that things are going to be done in a day or in a month, in a year, then you are mistaken. That is not how the brain works. Because you don't have the patience to wait and consistently work on yourself, it becomes challenging for the brain to adapt to the new way you want it to be. So therefore, you remain in your comfort zone and you're not able to change whatever you want to change. This is the reason why many people are not really disciplined enough and they are not able to do whatever they want to do in life. One of the things that you can do as a human being is that when you understand that the brain works in its own way and the fact that you can change the way it works, you tend to take control of yourself and your mind. You tend to let the brain know that you are in charge and that whatever you input, whatever you press on, you have to follow the command and work according to how you want things to go. Discipline is a tool and it helps you to function in an advanced way. It helps you to strategize the brain to lean on a different pathway that will give you the ability to be successful, to set a new goal, to accomplish a specific task. So for instance, if you are wanting to lose weight, it is very difficult. Why? Because at the moment you decide to lose weight, since your brain and your body is in its comfort zone, meaning you are overweight, there's so much fat within you, going out there and working out, walking, running, exercising, reviewing your diet, stopping some of the food that you eat, and doing the right thing to minimize your size, it becomes very difficult. It takes a while. It takes like months, years for you to accomplish that, because you are rewriting how you want the brain to work. And in doing that, it takes so much hard work. And sometimes if you don't take care, you might not be able to complete it because of the challenges you go through. Sometimes you feel the need to eat something that will change the whole plan that you've set aside to accomplish. That is why many people who are overweight find it very challenging to lose weight, because once they feel the need to eat something that contains high percentage of calories, they tend to go back to their previous state of life, because the brain has not yet adjusted to the new way you want it to be. This is how discipline is really important, because when you set your mind to accomplish something, you allow challenges to come in, because it all come, but you have to fight through them. You have to make sure that you are able to go through any difficulties or any chances of you going back to your previous lifestyle. There will be a time where you would think about leaving your previous lifestyle and changing into your new lifestyle. This demands you to fight very hard, manipulate the brain to know that you are in charge, because the brain controls all the structures in the body. It tells you to move, it tells you to think, it tells you to sleep, it tells you to eat. So every function that propels you to do something, any exertion at all, is controlled by the brain. So therefore, when you're able to take charge of your brain and you're able to work your way towards whatever goals you've set aside to achieve, then you have applied discipline. Without discipline, you cannot achieve your goals. You cannot lose weight. You cannot wake up at 5 a.m. You cannot go to the gym and exercise. Without discipline, you always be in your comfort zone. That is why everybody needs to have discipline in their life. That is why it is ultimate importance to work on yourself, to apply discipline to everything that you do. You're not disciplined enough, not because you don't want to, but because you have not been able to take control of your mind. You have not been able to take initiative to change how the brain works. Sometimes you feel like things are too heavy for you to work on. It is normal. It is not something that anyone can change. It is the habitual lifestyle that God created everybody to go through. There is no lack anywhere. You only can achieve great things when you are disciplined and dedicated enough. Compared to someone else who is not disciplined and dedicated, you are more excelling in anything you tend to touch or tend to move, because you've taken control of your mind. Your goal in this world is to achieve something significant, something that will be from generation to generation. And to achieve that, you have to let yourself be disciplined. You have to let yourself take control of every neurons or every structure in the brain that will dysfunction your plans and leave you in a state where you'll be miserable, you'll be poor, you'll be overweight. You know, when you're 30 or 35 or 40 and you think you have enough time to live, well, you do have decades to live, but I can assure you decades run very quick and very, very fast. And when you are 82 and you come to when you are in the hospital bed, they come to tell you that unfortunately we cannot do CPR, we cannot do anything, we cannot do ICU with you because the function after ICU will not be something you would like to live with. You can break your ribs, you can end up disabled. So it's better we leave you to rest in peace than to apply CPR or intubate you. This is what happens when you are 80s and when you're 77, 80, 90. So I don't want you to go to your last minute and think about, I wish I could have done this. Because when we doctors come to tell patients that they are in their last day of life, it is miserable. Because sometimes you can't even have your family members around before you pass on. So everything you're doing, you need to think very well, because time is running out. Now, you feel so comfortable eating, you're eating well, you have your appetite to eat the food you like. You really have the ability to choose what kind of menu you want in your house. You choose what kind of food you like eating the most. But you get to a time, the maxillary, the mandibular, and the tongue will not be working for you. Your teeth will not be working for you anymore. Your gut will be weakened. Your muscles will depreciate. You'll be wasted. It'll get to that time. So you don't want to get to that time and be thinking about, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have quit smoking. I wish I could have quit drinking alcohol. Excessive amount. The patient was dying, and well, they had children. Some of them were not living here, and we call it the end for him because of comorbidity is going on. And his son wanted to come down. They don't live close. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it to see the father pass on. Some of the things that happens, you think is a joke. It's not. It's real. People are lonely. People are not living the good life. So it's up to you to decide which pathway you want to go. The pathway where you will not have time to be with your family, or the pathway you have a good family, build a good family, strategize your finances, make sure that things are put in place, be disciplined enough to implement good habit of eating, exercising, doing things significantly important, stay with people you love the most, and do the best you can to support your family. Because life is short, but you don't know that, because maybe you are 26 or 27. You have a whole lot of years to go. So you think you can do whatever you want. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Of course you can. But just be careful. Make decisions or plan very well. Make sure that everything is strategized. Because when you are 70 and above and you have no one closer to you, it's a very sad time. You regret it in your life. So set yourself to be disciplined. Live a life that will bring you joy, happiness, because you need it. And don't forget that life is full of challenges. It's never going to be black and white. No. Someone said it is black and white. It's not. Unfortunately, it's not black and white. It is a lot. That is why you can't get things done in a day or two. Sometimes you will not have the diagnosis for a patient because it's not black and white. You have to investigate, do a whole lot of things, but you will not be getting the right diagnosis for a patient. So we treat it vaguely. We treat patients based on the knowledge that we have, because some of the things you will not be able to identify. You will not have a diagnosis for it. Such as life. And no one will kill you if you don't have a diagnosis for a patient. Because sometimes the diseases doesn't exist, but then we tend to treat. So that is how life is. It's not black and white. So our brain is made up of some significant connective tissues, which combines to help us live a life. And they also help us to live a peaceful life without having to worry about tomorrow or tomorrow next. It doesn't care. As far as you can sleep and feel comfortable, it's good for it to live. All you need is oxygen to perfuse in the brain. And once you have enough oxygen, enough nutrient, the brain is more comfortable. You can smoke as much as you can. The thing is, you get addicted to. You see, the brain will write its attitude towards you by making you think you need cigarette to live, by making you think you need to drink alcohol to sustain your habitual life. And it's because you constantly smoke, you constantly drink. That is why you've now rewrite your brain to live a life of alcoholic attitude, smoking lifestyle. And they are fine with it because you made it that way. It's so easy to eat a whole lot of fatty food and increase in weight. Is so easy because it's nice, so the brain is okay with it. It doesn't get sick. Even though part of your organs may be damaged at some point, the brain is okay as far as you're fusing it with oxygen, nutrient. That is how it is. Therefore, we as human beings have to take control of everything that we do. We as human beings have to work on ourselves, know the best thing we can when we are living in a society. So being disciplined enough is what will give you the ability to change anything at all you want to change. Sometimes when I go to the gym, I work at night, close from work the next day, and instead of me coming home, I decide to pass the gym before coming home. Someone will say, that is really ridiculous. Why will you do that? You should come home and sleep. But knowing that if I come home and sleep, I won't be able to get back to the gym next when I wake up. I have to change the dynamics of how I think. I need to manipulate the brain to adjust to what I want it to do. And you're not going to die, will you? Will you not die anyway? It's better for you to achieve something significant on this world than to do nothing and pass on. When you look at people, pioneers who have lived on, who have passed on, who have achieved great things, they sacrifice a lot of things to do that. Arnold Schwarzenegger moved from Austria to the United States just to be called Mr. Olympia, just to work so hard to be Mr. Olympia. You think he doesn't have anything else to do? It's the mindset. You need to change your mind to adapt to a new mindset that will create things for you. Now, when you look at the things that Arnold Schwarzenegger has accomplished in life, he's a great man. He has been Mr. Olympia. He has been an actor before. He has been a governor. He's writing books. Because life is all about pursuing, regardless, irrespective of what happens. And determination will create a brilliant pathway. A very successful person knows that it takes hard work and it takes perseverance to accomplish something great. That is why a black man can become a president of the United States. So you don't have to let your brain decide for you. You have to decide where you want and how you want it to go. Because you have great things to achieve. Your brain is so marvelous. It is the greatest thing you will ever have. Because gone are the days where we walk about 1,000 kilometers, no car. Our brain has helped us to achieve so many things. Now we can take a flight from one destination to another. We can go to United States from England by flight. It wasn't possible, was it? Now we can build ships and boats that can be on the sea because gravity pulls things down, but the ship cannot be pulled down because of the brain. The earth is made in such a way that it pulls things down. Gravity takes its control. That is why when you drop something, it falls because of gravity. But the human being has been able to think so wide that we are able to create something that can move in the air without coming down. That is how our brain is made of. It's a connective of neurons that enables us to work towards great things. Isaac Newton and all of the forefathers who were physicians really created the pathway for us to follow. And that is why we as human beings have been able to achieve so many things. So your discipline should be strong because, listen, you're going to face challenges. You're going to have it hard. You're going to be very emotional. You're going to be very unhappy. But such is life, and you have to work through them because you have what it takes to do that. And if you are having issues with the way you think, with the way you pursue things, give your message. How are you feeling, and what are the projected goals you have? But because you are not disciplined enough, you cannot achieve them. Will you be able to leave a comment below, and we'll talk about it? I don't care about whether you... No, I do care. Did I say I don't care? I do care. I do care that you watch my videos and like. But the thing is, I just want to share what I feel like many people are losing. They're not able to know what is going on now because there are so many things that is changing in this world. There are so many things that is coming up. We have AI coming up. It's already in existence. We have so many things. Technology is coming to change, and we need to be very acquainted to the life that we are living on because life is short. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you.